This video looks like it's ruffling a few feathers. Let's see what we're cooking up over here. I just have a couple questions for Aztecross and Zavaler from the Gamertron show. Right? Looks like a decent amount of people have disliked this one, so must be a spicy take to say the least. Let's see what we got cooking up over here.
Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron show. So, I originally planned on recording for a completely different video than the one you're watching right now. But I knew I had to invest in and engage in this topic after this particular video popped up in my feed. It's Time We Talk from Zavaler? Zavalier? We're gonna call her Zav. She's a Destiny 2 content creator and streamer, and if you know anything about the current state of Destiny 2, things are looking pretty dire in that neck of the woods, whether it be at developer Bungie, the Destiny community, or hell, just all the different fan bases for each of Bungie's game franchises. If you're a Destiny fan, you have it rough. If you're a Halo fan, you have it rough. If you're a Marathon fan, oh lord.
So true, yep. It's dark times for anyone that's been a Bungie enthusiast.
Have mercy, I am so sorry for you. Y'all seem to have quite a few things in common. You can't catch a break, and you struggle to let go and move on. But anyways, I'm jumping the gun here. I'll let Zav set the scene.
Let's talk. I'm not pointing fingers
Okay, so we're reacting to a video. This is content in 2025.
at anyone or anything in this video. This is just how I feel about moving forward as a content creator and also about the elephant in the room, the state of Destiny 2 right now. It's soul crushing to see the state Destiny's in right now. The game isn't fun for a lot of people, and as someone who's been covering content and enjoying the game for multiple years now, it really hurts. For me, I like seeing people enjoying the game they love, and this whole year has felt the opposite. Yes, the whole year. I've been slowly seeing more and more players leaving the Destiny community throughout the year. And right now, in this moment that you're seeing this video, it feels like I'm seeing the end. It's rough for all of us. It's hard to think positively right now when it feels like there's a new fire around every new step you try to take.
This is true. I mean, everything she said so far is pretty much accurate to the situation.
Right now, I feel like I'm not allowed to like the game, and it's sending me into a spiral of emotions that are new to me, and it's honestly very hard to deal with.
Oh boy, now before I say my piece, I want to provide a little extra context as to why I'm making this video, because this video isn't solely focused on Zav. We've got another Destiny 2 content creator I want to mention and bring into this commentary, and that's the one and only Aztecross, or just Cross, as he's more commonly known. A few days ago, he uploaded a video called We've Hit Rock Bottom, where he says this.
Look, and there are people, I've gotten a lot of comments like, Cross, if you don't like the game, just go play something else. I want you to know that that type of sentiment is exactly what people are doing, okay? Saying that comment, if you don't like it, then just play something else. Well, guess what? People are playing other things. Battlefield 6 is coming out this coming Friday. Arc Raiders is coming out later this month. There are other games that people are definitely going to and vlog into. Hell,
Also very true, and that perfectly represents the situation. People that are saying go play other games, well, people are now. When you go look at the population of Destiny 2, it's lost a lot. People are in fact playing other games, especially when you look at the all-time population here. You know, this should be closer to this. It's not. The tail end of this is absolutely insane right here. This is people playing other games for sure, or just not playing Destiny 2. It doesn't really matter what they're doing. You don't have to go play another game. You could just do something else, but you're not playing Destiny 2. The newest expansion is not keeping people in the game or acquiring enough new people. When you look at the charts even of the new people, it's in that dark blue, right? So we're only acquiring some 3,000, 4,000, 3,000 people in any given day, which is crazy in comparison to some of the high points where we get over 100K new players in one day.
I played Mega Bonk all last week. That dialogue of, if you're just not happy with the game, then just move the fuck on. It ain't working out, because that's exactly what people are doing.
And that's also should be said that that's not what a live service game is supposed to do. A live service game is supposed to acquire more and more players. It's supposed to be a game that is, you know, it's live, like it's always happening. It's supposed to grow with time. So the idea of a large portion of the community saying, just go play something else, just go do something else, stop playing Destiny 2, that is the death of Destiny 2. Like, it's the death of a live service game.
Oh, I am way too excited to talk about this for some reason. Can you guys untangle the spider web of connections in my mind? Have you deduced what it is I want to talk about in
I have no clue what you're cooking up, my guy. I have no clue. But I'm nervous because I'm thinking it's about to be half-baked because both those statements were perfectly fine and acceptable.
this video? Type in bingo in the comments if you guessed correctly. Alas, let's get started. First off, my sincerest condolences and sympathies to Zav, Cross, and just Destiny content creators in general. There's no
Thank you. I appreciate that. We need that in these trying times.
sugarcoating it. This sucks. This whole situation concerning the health of the game, the overall health of the community, it was all entirely avoidable. And when you've made a career playing and covering this thing that you love, to see interest in it not only wane, but become actively hostile, yeah, that's gonna take a toll on someone's mental health. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. And I'm wishing you all the best. I'm hoping you all have more positive, more fulfilling, and joyful experiences in the future. All that being said, I do have a couple questions. First one for Zav. Zav, you say
Right now, I feel like I'm not allowed to like the game, and it's sending me into a spiral of emotions that are new to me, and it's honestly very hard to deal with.
pardon my
So what she means by that, to, basically steel man that statement or argument, is that if she posts anything positive about the game or has any good sentiment when playing the game, she's going to be met with criticism or backlash in her comment section of her stream or in videos. So basically, like, all positivity or any happiness in Destiny 2 right now is met with hostility. And that's frustrating because there's still fun things to do in Destiny 2. Like, there's still, like, you can still just have fun jumping in and playing some Crucible, hanging out with your community. Like, it doesn't have to be 100.0% doom and gloom, Things can be going down, but you can still find ways to have fun.
bluntness, but why do you feel that way? Who exactly is stopping you from liking the game? Just because the game's affairs are not in a prosperous state, I don't see how that stops you from having fun playing a video game. The whole reason we all play video games is to have fun. If you're having fun, that's what matters.
So when she's streaming and having fun, like you're referencing, the entire chat is roasting them or flaming them or complaining about all the problems nonstop. So while you're playing Destiny 2, having said fun, you look over to read your chat and everyone's just like, this game is fucking dying. Play something else. The game is trash. We hate Bungo. Like, it's difficult to have fun and be in maybe a lighthearted mood when you read the chat and it's just a lot of negativity.
Please don't tell me you let some random online stranger, Joe Blow, Joe Schmo, Joe oh what the hell do you know, dictate what video games you should be playing and how to feel about them. Adding on to that, you're allowed to criticize, you're allowed to be critical of video games you enjoy playing. Zav, you can have fun playing Destiny 2 and still be disappointed with aspects of the game or its overall direction. Despite what weirdos on the internet would have you believe, you're allowed to be nuanced. Now, a question for Mr. Cross. Cross, you say
That dialogue of, if you're just not happy with the game, then just move the fuck on. It ain't working out. Because that's exactly what people are doing.
Mr. Cross, what exactly do you mean when you say that kind of sentiment isn't working out? What do you mean by that? Because
That's a good question. What he means by that is that people are in fact moving on, and it's basically a vicious cycle where the game has less and less population. So when you log into a game like Destiny 2 that's largely built off of a social element and you struggle to match people in activities, or maybe you match the same people all the time in Crucible and match more cheaters frequently because there are cheaters in the game and the population is significantly lower. It's just like a vicious cycle of negativity. So more people are leaving. Everyone's commenting negative things. Fewer new people are coming to the game. It's basically spiraling out of control in a negative way is what I would deduce that to being.
if you're unhappy with the state of the game and you're not having fun and you move on and start playing something else and therefore results in you being happy again and having fun again, wouldn't you say that's working out exactly as intended? Now, I suspect, I would gander, that
When he's saying it's working out as intended for that individual, yes, but not for the the Destiny community at large.
What you really meant by that sentiment not working out, as in it wasn't working out for Destiny 2. The premise of players leaving the game to find greener pastures and that should light a fire under management's asses and inspire the developers to make the game better than it ever was before to win those players back. That's kind of exactly what the final shape was. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, are you noticing some connective tissue here between Zav and Cross? An underlying theme shared by their sentiments. This concern for whatever the popular consensus and community sentiment is towards the game. Zav feels like she can't have fun playing Destiny 2 because no one else is having fun playing Destiny 2. Cross feels like him and others moving on to play other games because they're unhappy with the current state of the game is not beneficial to improving the current state of the game. They're both invested in how others feel about the game. They're both invested in the game's current popularity and success. Now, some of you will point out the obvious and say, Ryan, they're Destiny 2 content creators. Of course they care about the game's current popularity and success. It directly affects their income.
Yes, that is the exact point that everyone should come to from that statement.
You think I don't know that? I literally just said it. What's wrong with you? I would argue nonetheless that there's more
You're arguing against it, though. Like, that's the most logical conclusion you'd come to, and then you're arguing against it.
to this than that. You see, while I've been away from YouTube for some time the past couple years, slaving away in 9-to-5 retail, I was still keeping my ear to the ground and my eyes open concerning online gaming discourse. I was watching the same YouTube videos as all of you. Just because I was out of the game doesn't mean I wasn't snooping, wasn't researching. And in these past few years, I have noticed a growing trend in gamer habits and discourse online. You see it in the recent obsession with a game's sales and their Steam concurrent player counts. Oh hey, literally the topic of my last video, you should go watch it. But now more than ever, people don't just view games as art. They don't just view them as a product. They don't just view them as entertainment that they consume to enrich their lives or pass the time. No. Now, the modern gamer views video games as an investment. They view video games as a shareholder or stockholder would.
Welcome to capitalism, my friend.
Before, what mattered most to most people was, does the game look cool? Does it pique my interest? And do I have fun playing it? You would think that would be what matters most to people. Does this look interesting to you? Do you have fun playing it? But conversations concerning video games have evolved, and in many ways I find very concerning. We're no longer just talking about if video games look cool, interesting, if they're fun. We're talking about their sales numbers, their player counts. We're more concerned about reaching a generalized, unified community consensus and not forming our own unique opinions and perspectives. Folks are more concerned if the video games they're playing are popular and financially successful than if they're having fun playing them. You know.
Well, I guess that's one way you could look at it, but I think that where this actually comes from is that when we say something like this game is dying or any game is dying, in the day and age we live now, we want evidence to back it up. And the evidence is found in the sales, the new player acquisition, pre-order numbers, current population charts, etc., right? We can use various different websites, third-party tools, so we can understand the health of a game. And with all of this evidence, we can build a sound case that any game, not just Destiny 2, but any game is trending upwards or trending downwards. And the content creators, of course, want the game to do well, not just for their own income, but the enjoyment of the game is always better. A good example of Destiny 2 and its monetization struggles are we recently had like 2 rounds of layoffs and we lost like hundreds of devs. And that sucks. And that's an issue of mismanagement or of various different things, right? It could be an issue of just Destiny 2 just doesn't have the best ROI. It's not acquiring enough new players, or enough players that are playing it aren't spending enough money. There's a lot of different ways to diagnose its problems, and that is a really interesting topic of just commentary. And so I think that's why a lot of people bring up these Steam charts and talk about these things. They're not really for malicious intent. It's just because it is really interesting dialogue to see, well, how well is Destiny 2 doing now compared to, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe, or 4 years ago? And does that mean Destiny is dying, or maybe Bungie has different plans or monetization strategies? These are all interesting dialogues and conversations that people want to have. And ultimately, people want the game to do well, not just for their own content creation, selfish needs to make more revenue necessarily, but it's just more fun in general when the game is booming. Like, the more people that play the game, the more people that buy a game equals the company makes more money, and then the game gets more content, generally speaking, right? That's the way it goes. And if you're a fan of a franchise or a game of any kind, all you want to see is that franchise and that game grow. And people in the Destiny 2 community are especially enthusiastic about this really cool first person looter shooter, sci fi, MMO, whatever the hell you call this thing, right? It's got all the tags that you could possibly imagine. And we just want to see the game grow. We're big advocates for it. And it sucks to see it experience substantial decline. It really does suck. And it hurts not just as a content creator, but it hurts also as a fan. Because for me, and for probably a lot of these individuals that make these videos, most people start off being just a really enthusiastic Destiny player that eventually transitions into going live or making some videos. Rarely do I see, at least, people that are like streamers that jump into Destiny 2 for monetization purposes. I mean, that would be probably a terrible strategy if you think about it, because Destiny 2 has never been like the top echelon of gaming. If you're trying to make money playing video games, you're not choosing Destiny 2 as your content creation source, right? You're going to choose like Minecraft or Fortnite or something, some game that has like millions of players every day and millions of like a much more massive audience. If you go look at the most successful, the most lucrative content creators in all of gaming, none of them are playing Destiny 2. So I think that the idea that Destiny 2 streamers are maybe, I don't know, doing this for a malicious way I think it's a bit facetious. I don't actually agree with that sentiment at all.
Like how a stockholder or shareholder would think. And this isn't unique to Zav and Cross or the Destiny 2 content creator sphere. You see this everywhere. You see this with Halo. You see this with Helldivers. You see this with Call of Duty. You see this with almost every brand new AAA video game release. You see this especially with whatever anti-woke grifters have decided their target of the week will be. Merits be damned, personal experiences and perspectives be damned, diversity of thought and nuanced conversation be damned. All that matters is the numbers, Mason.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Where are they broadcast?
I don't know anything about any numbers.
Player count, sales, popular sentiment. All of these things that do not matter to the average person. Do I really need to remind y'all that most people, myself included, play video games to have fun and not have conniptions over graphs, charts, and spreadsheets? To my fellow content creators, to my fellow gamers, we are not investors. We are not shareholders. We are not stockholders.
So his argument, to summarize, and not to straw man him, I would say, is that gaming isn't meant to be analyzed in such a way. You're meant to game just for the entertainment of it and for the purity of it, right? And the average gamer doesn't really care about graphs, and they're not acting like a stockholder and things like that, which might very well be true. And it sounds like a very, nice way to game, stuff like that. But the reality is that when you see all of these videos go online and you see all these posts go viral, that's because those are real people that are very interested in this. So when like, let's say there's 100,000 videos talking about the state of Destiny 2 that have accumulated over 1 billion views in the last month or something, that shows there's a lot of interest in this. A lot of people are very interested in what the future of the game holds. I think that a lot more people, especially in this day and age, are more analytical than ever before. We're more invested in the games or our hobbies than we ever have been in the past. We want to know things to the tiniest detail. And this is especially true of myself, because I know, at least when I first started playing Destiny, I just logged in and I just ran around shooting my gun like crazy. I did not care. Randomly, I turned in a bounty and I got like a freaking exotic bounty quest. And I was like, what the hell is this? This is insane. And then I would just like go complete it. And then I got the exotic and I was like, this is the craziest thing ever. Like I didn't know anything about Bungie, like who ran Bungie. I didn't know anything about, what is the history of Bungie and what are what do the stockholders think and what is the profitability of Bungie? What is the ROI of Bungie? Right? I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. But over the years, as you play more and as you interact more with more conversations, it's almost like a vacuum. You kind of get sucked in to some degree. And so a lot of us are in this vacuum. And a lot of us really do like talking about more than just like, hey, new gun in game, new gun have new perk, it's strong, It's like, that's fine, new gun in game with new perk is fun too. I still do videos like that, but sometimes it's fun to have commentary and talk about things that are, I don't know, just more in detail, more in depth for the state of the game and for where things are going. It's not really wrong to do both. You could play the game and just purely have fun. You don't have to obsess over the analytics, watching the damn Steam charts every 10 minutes, refreshing.
I think a lot of you have lost sight of that. You're not investing in a video game when you purchase it. You're not investing in a video game when you purchase a microtransaction. This is just a straightforward trade. You give the developers your money, you get a game in return. You give the developers your money, you get a cosmetic or an in-game currency in return. The only thing you are owed for willingly handing over your money is what was detailed in the transaction. You have not now somehow magically entered a partnership with the developer, with the game, and it is now in your best interest and in their best interest to make the game succeed and only make the right decisions. Guys, this is just a video game. It's just a video game. I think we're losing sight of this. We're losing sight of the big picture here. This is coming from someone who loves and adores video games, but these are just video games. We are taking all of this way too seriously. Zav, Cross, Destiny content creators, I feel for you all. I really do. You all put your eggs in one basket, and now the basket's fallen apart. That's scary. That's frustrating. No doubt. And what I say next may seem harsh, but have more faith in yourselves. This goes for all content creators who settle on one game and make one game their identity and their channel's identity. You are more than just that one game. It doesn't matter if it's Destiny, Halo, or Call of Duty. If you're forcing
This is the turnaround right now. I like this. This is the inspirational speech that we needed.
yourself to play, talk about, and create content for a video game that you're not having fun playing, then the lack of passion and the lack of investment will show in the content. But if you really, truly still enjoy playing these games and making content for them, who gives a fuck whatever people think? Life is far too short to be losing sleep over what random strangers on the internet think about what games you play and choose to make YouTube videos on. Does this game interest you? Are you having fun? If the answer to both of those questions is yes, then I promise you, if you pursue whatever game you are interested in and having fun playing, whether you're making content for it or not, you will see, ironically enough, the return on that investment.
I love how earlier he's talking about how things are more nuanced. And then in this part of it, he's like, well, and actually, if you just like playing the game, then just play the game, and kind of negates all of the nuance that we mentioned. So Destiny 2 content creators that are frustrated by the fact that they can't continue to play Destiny 2 as much as they would like because the lack of content, the lack of enthusiasm, the massive amount of negative community sentiment is frustrating. And if they had the desire to go and be variety content creators, they probably would have done that or been doing that before the downfall or before the downward spiral, right? So they already were doing what they wanted to do, and that was playing Destiny 2. And now they want to continue doing what they were doing. It's just the thing that they were doing is like falling apart, right? So that's the problem. And it was going very well for a long time. And, the charts obviously show that. You look at the charts here, being a content creator in Destiny 2 was great. I mean, maybe not around here. Okay, we'll ignore this. We'll call this the Dark Ages. But starting with Forsaken, it was all good in the hood. And it was good. And year after year, it was good. Third year being good. Okay, fourth year being good. Okay, fifth year being good. And then the final shape also launched good and then started to, age like milk. And that's where we're at. And if you've been around for the last 5 years and you're like, hey, I was doing this thing and I was doing this thing and I was doing this thing, but now I can't do this thing anymore. Well, now you have to leave the thing that you actually love, right? The thing that these content creators love is Destiny 2 and the world that has been created, and they just want more of that. They just want more new experiences and reasons to log in and reasons to play. But unfortunately, due to a variety of different reasons, Bungie having a bunch of layoffs, Bungie having a bad creative vision, we're in this really, really dark spot. And so going variety or playing other games is a good decision, I'd say, just because it's nice to try some other stuff and you can be a little bit more positive when you're playing something new, because a game that has so much negativity surrounding it's very hard to just be happy in that moment, right? And so that's why they're choosing variety. They're almost like pushed out of the game that they love, though. So that's the real sentiment here. Could they just stick around and just play Destiny 2 regardless? Sure. And a lot of them are, right? Like, we're just using these two content creators as an example, but a lot of people are just like, I don't give a shit if Destiny's dying. I'm playing every day. Like, they literally don't care. They'll just log in and play every day for the next fucking 4 weeks until Renegades. Zero fucks given. And so different content creators make different choices based on what they decide is the best for them and their community.
If you're having fun playing the game, then by all means, keep playing. If you're not, move on. Life's too short. Play something you'll actually have fun playing. If the game you're leaving and moving on from is struggling financially or critically, that's not your problem. You are not an investor. You are not a shareholder. You are not a stockholder.
It is their problem in some ways, though. I feel like it's weird that he doesn't look at the nuance of this, where if you're making money playing a game and you're really enjoying that game, when that game begins to struggle, you have to look at the numbers and be like, okay, well, I'll give you a good example. I played during this time and we made a lot more money here than we did here, right? And so when you look at that, you're like, okay, so the correlation of the game's success and how many new players come to the game also directly affects how many people are searching YouTube videos, how many people are watching streams. It's like, yeah, and when the player count goes to zero, your channel is going to go to zero, presumably, right? Like, you obviously have to balance these things out because, like he said earlier, but he's kind of negating the point, there's a lot of nuance to this. And so they're experiencing decline in viewership, decline in subscribers, decline in interest, and it's tough. It's frustrating because it's not necessary. Like, the game could have been so much better. Edge of Fate could have launched a lot better than it did, but it didn't. And it's causing a lot of content creators to question, what does the future look like if I continue to just do the Destiny only thing and then choose to potentially experiment with the variety thing?
The financial and critical success of this product is not tied to you. Look, I understand having an emotional attachment to a franchise, an IP, a story. I understand cherishing memories tied to these things. But as simple and as childish as it may sound, nothing lasts forever. Things change. People change. Sometimes for the worse, sometimes for the better, but it is inevitable all the same. Now, how about I get a bit personal and introspective here, and since we're on the topic of Destiny 2, let's keep rolling with that. I love Destiny 2. I've been playing it since it launched on PC in 2017. I've been here for the lowest lows and the highest highs. I've got a lot of really good memories tied to that game. I have a whole friend group that I met through the game through doing LFG raids, and they are now some of the most important people in my life who I cherish dearly. Shout out to the hallway crew. Always thinking of you guys. I won't lie, I miss doing Destiny 2 raids and dungeons with the usual suspects, but they've all moved on from the game. They don't find it fun anymore. While I'm sentimental about our once weekly adventures in Destiny 2, I'm not going to wallow in grief over it. It's just a fucking video game. What's more important is the people I met through it. Just because they're not playing Destiny 2 anymore doesn't mean they've magically disappeared. I still do other things with them. I still talk to them. We are all more than just this one video game we played together and made some good memories with. And I think that's something that content creators who base themselves on only one particular video game need to understand. If your community will not follow you and support you, if you want to do other things, play other games, take your content in a different direction, then they were never really your people. They were never really your fans, your supporters, your followers, your subscribers, your community. They never really cared about you. They just cared about your coverage of their favorite game. That is not a healthy, sustainable relationship. There's no...
Well, that is an interesting point. So if you become a variety streamer and a lot of your audience leaves, right? Then they never really cared about you. But I would argue that they kind of found you, and they found you in tandem with the game, right? So they found you because of the game, and you have a shared hobby, right? This is, if you have a shared hobby with anyone, you're going to be able to spend time doing said hobby. Now, if they move on to a different game, like say they play Warframe and you want to play Borderlands 4, it's like, yeah, you're not going to be able to play with them as much. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're not a real fan of yours. They really liked Destiny at the same time you liked Destiny. And so you had a shared hobby and they enjoyed watching you. Now, when you move on to play Arc Raiders, doesn't make them a fake fan or a fake viewer. Maybe they're just like, I don't really want to watch Arc Raiders, Maybe they really want to watch something else. I don't ever look down on anyone or get frustrated with anyone that wouldn't want to watch me play another game. It's like, sure, like obviously you want to watch me play Destiny. It's primarily the game I've played for like the last 11 years. And if you don't want to watch me play something else, that's totally okay. Doesn't mean you are a fake fan or that you never really liked me at all. It's an interesting take, man. It's an interesting take.
No mutual respect there. There's just expectations. You're no longer a person, an individual sharing their perspectives, their feelings, their insights, their knowledge with others. The humanity is gone, all but removed. All that's left is an entity that produces ancillary content for another piece of content. So to Zav, to Cross, to all content creators really, you are more than just the content you create content for. Do what makes you happy. Do not force yourself to do something if it's making you miserable. You deserve better, and the people who care about you deserve better. Please, have sympathy and empathy for others, but don't waste your life away worrying about the thoughts and feelings of total strangers whom you are never going to meet and do not affect you directly. You'll drive yourself crazy over it. TLDR.
And I don't really feel like either of their videos, Aztecross or Zavaller's video, were saying that. So I feel like there's kind of a misrepresentation. It was more just they wanted to address their current communities that are Destiny enthusiast communities and let them know why they're doing variety or where their frustrations come from, and kind of just expressing themselves to their fans and to their subscribers that they've built up over all the years. It wasn't really them like crying because their audience I don't even know how to describe his take. Wasn't them just cowering to whatever their audience demands and not being true to themselves. It's just them explaining like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to start doing now.
Layman's terms. If you enjoy playing a video game, by all means keep playing it. If you don't, play something else you enjoy. Whether anybody else enjoys playing that video game or is playing that video game should not matter to you.
I can't with this guy. If you enjoy playing video game, play it. If you don't play it, right? So he strips all of the nuance from it just completely and just breaks it down into the most like ridiculous form of the argument. This guy.
Oh, Lordy Lou, I hope I covered all my bases here, but I just know there's going to be one motherfucker in the comments who's going to leave a comment before they even watch the goddamn video. So hey, what can you do? Anyways, I think that has been a video, hasn't it? Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did indeed like it in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button. If you want to help out and support the video, then please share it on social media, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, Facebook, wherever. And if you want to help out and financially support me directly so I can keep making videos like this, please consider making a donation via the Super Thanks feature here on YouTube or by clicking on the links to my Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi in the description down below. Anyways, once again, that's been a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.
That was one of the videos of all time.